Say goodbye to the grocery store and hello to Hello Fresh. Healthy ingredients, easy to follow recipes. Ship your door, $30 off your first box. Free shipping. HelloFresh.com/Colin. Good to have you in today. Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner, just stopped by. Generally, commissioners give you about 8 minutes. He gave us double that, over 15. We appreciate that. We'll bring some of it back if you did not hear it. David Beckham will be on less than an hour from now. Superstar, international superstar. Also, Peter King, Jim Mora, Matt Barnes today. So Tom Brady has unveiled this documentary. It's a six-parter. The first one already been released, kind of fascinating, shows how aspirational he is. The second one now has been released, really takes you into his home life, kids, that stuff. There's also a moment here where Tom talks about watching film, and this is pretty amazing. Like I think if you're a workaholic, you get this. If you're not, you think he's deeply troubled. Here's the tape, Tom.
I like to be able to, reference back to seasons or games or weeks that I've gone through something similar. So there's at least a starting point. When you've been doing something so long, you just don't see like tape. You see the depth of everything. How do you know when the guy's going to blitz? You kind of look at the shape of the defense. A guy just may have a little tell, like a poker player. It's like, oh, how do you know? Well, I don't know, you've been doing it for so long, you've seen so much. I watch tape all day Monday, all day Tuesday. Wednesday we practice, Thursday we practice, Friday we practice, and I come home and I watch film. And then Saturday before the game I watch film. And then Sunday morning I watch film. And the whole time I'm just trying to get tells. I don't know why I can sit here and watch it and, process information quickly, but I can. I mean, I could literally, just watch film all day. It's almost like soothing, because I've been doing it for so long. I can just go 4 or 5 hours without getting up from this chair.
Just absolutely fantastic.
Also, that's a super old school computer he's looking at there.
First of all, he's a human archive. I mean, this is what it takes to be great. It doesn't matter if that's a golf swing or that's looking at stocks or that is being a writer. This is what it takes to be great. That kind of obsessive nature. He'll be facing Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. Here's the quarterback he's going to be facing talking yesterday.
I feel calm, excited. This is something you dream about as a kid, and the opportunity to go do this with such an amazing group of guys, it's a dream come true, and I'm really excited because I'm really going into uncharted waters. I've never even been to a Super Bowl game, so to be playing in it, I'm really excited.
I've never even been to one of these games. I'm really excited. So in a close game in crisis, emotionally, where does Nick Foles reach into? You don't think that's an advantage for New England in a close football game? Tom Brady's had 2 great comeback drives. This is his 8th Super Bowl. This is also his 8th Super Bowl week of preparation. Never forget that last year, Matt Ryan, in his 9th NFL year, felt the pressure in the second half. He shrinks. Cam Newton, MVP year, middle of the game, Denver. He shrinks. Listen, maybe if Philadelphia wins by 20, 30, 40 points, I mean, that's a great possibility. This won't matter. But I go on the interweb this weekend. Lot of chatter. Lot of talk. NFC once again. Seattle, Atlanta, Philly. Way better than New England. You don't think what you just watched is going to have an impact on a close football game? And I assure you, it will be a close football game. I watched an absolutely remarkable documentary this weekend called Spielberg. And it was one of the top 10 documentary. It was Susan Lacey's the producer, won lots of awards. It was brilliant storytelling. And you know what's really funny about Brady? No superstar ever has had to fight for the respect like Brady has. Generally, we fall in love with superstars and defend them at all costs. Michael Jordan had a conveyor belt of baggage. We don't want to hear about it. Peyton Manning, years of playoff struggles. We don't want to hear about it. Brett Favre, all-time leader in interceptions, off-field controversy. We don't want to hear about it. Jeter, last 5 years, below average defensive shortstop. Defend him to the core. but Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. And, it's Belichick's system that wins in Peyton Manning's shadow. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo has a good game in week 1 of Deflategate, and we're all saying, it's time to get rid of Tom Brady. And I was watching this Spielberg documentary, and I was thinking it was so much like Tom. Both have had this remarkable success, but it is amazing. Spielberg overlooked early. He didn't fit the Hollywood profile. He was not exactly, cool, the intellect that Hollywood loves to lean on. He was overly commercial. He had to, like Brady, living in the shadow of like a Favre or a Peyton Manning. Spielberg had to live in the shadow of Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese. And then only later are we sort of embracing Spielberg and going, good Lord, after Spielberg had gone from the Indiana Jones stuff to make more serious movies, including Schindler's List, that people go, oh, my God, there's real depth here. Well, of course there was depth. He couldn't have made that movie when he was 22 years old and 28 years old and 32 years old. He had to grow as a human being. And now we're finally putting our arms, after that Super Bowl win over Atlanta, we're putting our arms around Tom going, holy hell, he's good. But it was really interesting to watch the Spielberg documentary, and tip of the cap to Susan Lacy and the people who put it together. It was remarkable storytelling, that you have this sense when you watch from outside, Spielberg was embraced by everybody. Everybody loved him. And it's like, no. When Spielberg was doing the Indiana Jones and was doing these wildly successful, then he moved into animation, DreamWorks. But initially, Indiana Jones, it was too commercial. It wasn't intellectual. He can make money, but a lot of people in Hollywood wouldn't take him seriously. He's the most profound director of my life in the certainly last 20, 30 years in Hollywood. That goes without question. But you think it's this, he walked into Hollywood, everybody embraced him, he had massive success, and people were like, he's not really an intellectual, he's not doing art, he's just overly commercial. And it's the same with Brady. We generally we put our arms around, generally the way it works is you put the arms around the superstar, and then Michael Jordan, you defend him. He's got no faults. Derek Jeter, I know his defense is bad. I don't want to hear it. Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I don't want to hear about interceptions and playoff struggles. But Brady, and I was just sitting there watching it, flying back from Salt Lake City this weekend. I went skiing with some buddies, and I'm like, Spielberg's life's had all these bumps and bruises, and it's created the man. And he acknowledges that and talks about that. And, it's funny about Brady. He doesn't fit the profile. We want our quarterbacks to have an arm like Favre and to be mobile like Steve Young. And we want him to be big and strong like Terry Bradshaw and Troy Aikman. But you look around the NFL right now, and the top quarterbacks are 5'11 and a half, Russell Wilson. Tom Brady, who, I'm not sure in his prime if he'd outrun a batting cage. Aaron Rodgers had to go to a junior college. And then there's Big Ben, who Ohio State wasn't interested in, had to go to Miami of Ohio. And we think our quarterbacks should all be handsome with a big arm, big guys like Troy Aikman, star in the helmet. But the history shows you that these people that come from different avenues and have to deal with these obstacles that aren't embraced initially, that eventually is what drives them to greatness. So I strongly recommend, if you love movies and the history, certainly the last 30, 40 years, the Spielberg documentary is just one of my favorite documentaries I think I've ever seen. I think I'll probably watch it 3 or 4 more times.
This would be an appropriate time for you to give away the ending also. In a documentary, it's okay.
I can't give away the ending in a documentary.
I know you like to, in regular movies, give away the ending.
I do.
Do it for this one.
Okay, the ending of this is he lives a great life, he loves his family, and he's very successful.
Okay, that's appropriate.
Yes. Yeah, spoiler, he did Jurassic Park. Yeah. So I just gave the whole thing away.
I had a lot of people actually this weekend tell me they were very upset with you for ruining the end of 3 Billboards.
That's the best movie I've seen this year. Hour 1 down, David.
Over 17 million viewers.